Welcome back to Buzzer2Buzzer.
Welcome to episode 29 of Quick Take.
All right, guys. So today, the recent news just broke out that the head coach of the Houston Texans, aka Bill O'Brien, who was now the GM of the Texans, has been fired after 7 seasons as their head coach. Now, guys, this is mainly attributed to the fact that the Texans have gone off to a very rocky start. In fact, being one of the 3 teams in the NFL currently who have an 0-4 record, consequently leading to the firing of Bill O'Brien today. Now, guys, the record of the past 7 seasons is up on the screen, showing the not so much success which occurred through Bill O'Brien's leadership. I just want to get our thoughts on what do we think about this firing and was it coming for Bill O'Brien?
Yeah, of course. It was a long time coming. I mean, a lot of people called for his firing 2 years ago. Before I think Deshaun Watson got injured and he absolutely tanked. But obviously he's made a lot of questionable moves. Obviously just recently DeAndre Hopkins, right? You can't trade away a receiver like that and get nothing in return. I think the only reason he's had his job for so long is because he drafted Deshaun Watson, right? He made that one move correctly, and the management has given him more than enough time to, make the playoffs and make a deep run. Obviously, hasn't happened. I think the team started to lose faith in him, and that's why this move occurred.
Yeah, this is definitely a move that I don't think was like out of nowhere. It definitely was going to happen, like Arian said. But the thing is, if the move happened only because of this season, or like was strongly affected by this season, the Texans are 0-4, but I don't really think that the first 4 games are like a good representation of their team. Okay, if you look at their schedule, they've versed the Chiefs, Ravens, and Steelers so far, the 3 of their 4 games, and those 3 teams are all top 10 teams in the league. So like, I don't know if that's an accurate representation, but it does make sense. So given their like previous records and how they've done in the playoffs in the past, so yeah, it definitely makes sense.
I think the firing is a mix. I think you definitely have to take into account his previous unsuccessful playoff runs and, missing the playoffs. But I also think the DeAndre Hopkins trade plays a big role here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So say David Johnson comes out, puts up offensive player of the year stats, we're in a different scenario. Even if they go 0-4 and he's having a successful year, David Johnson has not had a successful year thus far. And DeAndre Hopkins has had pretty solid time with Kyler Murray in Arizona. Now, going 0-4, you can link that now to missing a piece like DeAndre Hopkins. And when you're supposed to be one of the contenders for the AFC Championship game, I think going 0-4 is a bad sign, especially against teams that you might be playing in that game. And so this Bill O'Brien fire, I think it's largely contributed to the fact that they lost the DeAndre Hopkins trade, and that was the last straw. Looking forward, I think we also have to look at what's next for the Texans. I mean, now not only are they missing a GM, they're missing a head coach. I think, every name that's always in a head coaching vacancy is Josh McDaniels. Is this the job he finally takes? I think so. I think he has a great quarterback in Deshaun Watson. He's waiting for the right situation. They'll bring in a GM from someone else, and I think this is where Josh McDaniels leaves the New England Patriots.
Definitely harsh. You just said it perfectly for me. Whether it's losing the divisional game, losing the wild card game, or not even qualifying for the playoffs in these past 7 seasons, the Texans could never get the ball rolling. And Ari, like you mentioned, a large fact why Bill O'Brien has survived these past 2 seasons, despite last year having a 10-6 record, the year before having an 11-5, and both years either losing the wild card game or the divisional game, although he given the credit where the credit is due, choosing Deshaun Watson, a generational quarterback, he just could not get the right pieces rolling with him. And mainly that DeAndre Hopkins trade, that just, like Harshie said, the final straw. It ended up biting him. David Johnson has not performed at all to the potential which many people expected him. He's currently 37th ranked in rushing, and DeAndre Hopkins is currently having a heck of a season with the Cardinals, just proving to the Texans that they made a grave mistake. I feel like all of that combined with the many heartbreaking losses the Texans have endured throughout the years, it was just about time. Despite even if they play some hard teams, it was just coming for Bill O'Brien. All right, B and Arian, Harsh already said he got Josh McDaniels coming for the spot. Let me get your guys' takes. Who do we think is the best available person to come in for the head coaching job? Granted that somebody else can come in to fill the GM vacancy.
Well, I'm going to start off here. I think the Chiefs' offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, I think he's going to be a perfect fit for Deshaun Watson here. He was in the job market, this past offseason, and he went around some places. I think the Browns was namely where he was a finalist before Kevin Stefanski took the job. But I think Eric Bieniemy is a perfect fit. You get an offensive-minded coach who gets a generational quarterback, as you said. He gets nice offensive weapons. He gets David Johnson. I think he can make that offense work for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I have to agree with Arian because, what the Texans, one of their problems is not only their defense, but how they just don't utilize their offense in the correct manner. Deshaun Watson, even though he doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins, like he still has receivers, he's still a great quarterback, and they can use David Johnson a lot better. So you need a coach who has that offensive mindset, and Eric Bieniemy brings to the table.
All right, Nabi, you guys said an NFL coach. I'm going down to college. I'm looking at the head coach for the University of Oklahoma, that being Lincoln Riley. He's proven what he can do with great quarterbacks, whether it be Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. And although the team currently is off to a 1-2 start, I feel like it's always been time when Lincoln Riley is going to jump up to the NFL. And I feel like this opportunity presents the perfect opportunity, having a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, who Lincoln Riley can easily take under his wing. And I believe that he can effectively use those pieces. I mean, he did go to the playoffs the past 3 years with Oklahoma, having a good run, but not good enough to win the chip. But I feel like this transition could be successful for the Texans. All right, guys. Although this was not as groundbreaking and breaking news as the Doc Rivers firing in the NBA was, it's still shocking to see Bill O'Brien lose the head coaching job after having a quarterback like Deshaun Watson under him. Just that trade accumulated with the past record, they just could not get the ball rolling. However, guys, as always, be sure to hit that like button. Comment down below your main takeaways from this firing. Who do you think is the best person to come in for Bill O'Brien's job? As always, guys, hit that subscribe button. It helps us a lot. And guys, take care. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. See you guys.